everybody, welcome to Year 3 Maths lessons. This week we are going to be looking at time, and today we're going to be looking at the days in a week, months in a year and how long a year is. So we'll start off by looking at 4 questions. Now you may already know the answer to these and you may not, but by the end of today's lesson you definitely will. So we're going to be looking at how many days there are in a week, how many months there are in a year, how many days there are in a year, and how many days there are in a leap year. So we're going to begin by looking at days of the week. So what I'd like to do in a second is to pause the video. Can you name the days of the week? But more than that, can you put them in the correct order? So pause the video, have a little go. How'd you get on? Okay, so the days of the week, doesn't matter where you start from, but I'm going to start from Monday. So it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully you got all those right. But it's no good us just knowing what the days of the week are. We need to be able to say what comes before or after. So now I'm going to ask you in a second to pause the video and have a little go at answering these 4 questions. Now some of you may be able to do that without needing to look at the days of the week, but in case you can't quite remember, I'll leave the days of the week there. Okay, so the day that comes after Monday is Tuesday. The day that comes after Friday is Saturday. The day that comes before Thursday is Wednesday. And the day that comes before Friday is Thursday. And if you're ever asked to do questions like this, where you need to know the days of the week, there's nothing stopping you from just jotting them down in the corner like I did, so that you've got something to refer back to. So we're going to move on to have a look at months of the year. Now, hopefully you'll know quite a few months of the year, but you may not remember all of them. Hopefully you'll know the one on which your birthday is, and you may know Christmas and any other important dates. But I'd like to pause the video and have a little go, see if you can think of them. There are 12. Okay, let's see how many you got. You can give yourself a point for each one that you remembered. So the days of the... Okay, so let's see how you got on then. We've got February, April, July, October, January, June, March, May, August, November, September, and December. So how many did you manage to get? Did you manage to get all 12? So as well as knowing what the months of the year are, we need to know them in order. So this is the order starting from January. We have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Now you might want to try and think of a little rhyme or a poem that helps you to remember the months of the year in order. But once you know the months of the year, it's important for us to be able to know how many days are in each month. Now, all the days have either 28, 30 or 31 days. And it can be tricky to remember them. In fact, most adults probably struggle to remember how many there are. But there are things that you can do to help you. For example, this is a really famous rhyme that people use to remember how many days there are in each month. So 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February. It's the one which only has 28 days clear and 29 in each leap year. Now we're going to come on to talking about February a little bit more in a few minutes, and we'll talk about what a leap year is. But that first bit is really important to help you remember how many days there are in the rest of the months. So if we think about they're either 30 or 31 days apart from February. So 30 days has September, April, June and November. Only those 4 months have 30 days. The rest of them all have 31. And then there's February, as we talked about. So that's one way of remembering them. And if you can try and remember that poem, it makes things a little bit easier. There's another trick that I like to use though that helps you do it. So for this one, you need to put your fists out in front of you like this. Okay, and starting from the knuckle on the far left-hand side, that represents January. Now, can you see how it's bumpy and it sticks up? Well, that tells us that actually there are 31 days in that month. There are more than 30. February then is that little dip in between your first two fingers. And that tells us a month with less days. And we know 28 because it's the odd one out. March, again, is a knuckle. So it's 31 days. April, again, is in a little dip in between. So it's 30 days. And it keeps going on. May, 31. June, 30. July, 31. And then for August, you move on to your next knuckle to show 31 again. So this is just a really nice, easy way that you can just straight away hold your fingers out in front of you and you can remember to count. So it's 31, 30, and then February that we've talked about is a little bit different. So we'll look now at February. February is a special month. It is the only month that doesn't have 30 or 31 days. Normally, February has 28 days. But something quite strange happens. Every 4 years, we have what's called a leap year, and it's to do with how long it takes the Earth to rotate around the sun. And on a leap year, February has an extra day. And so sometimes February has 29 days, but this only happens on a leap year. Now, last year was a leap year, so last year, February had 29 days. But normally there are 28 days. So in a normal year, there are 365 days. In a leap year, there's an extra one, so there are 366 days. So you could imagine if you were born in a leap year and you were born on the 29th of February, then the next year, there wouldn't be a 29th of February. You might have to celebrate your birthday either the day before or the day after. So we're going to see if you can remember all the different days and different months. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video and have a little go at writing down how many days there are in each of these months. Now it's up to you whether you want to try and remember the poem or you might want to use my little trick of looking at your knuckles. But just remember, for most months it's 30 or 31 days, but February is special. So pause the video and see how you get on. Okay, let's have a little look then. So December, there are 31 days. April has 30 days. June has 30 days. September also has 30 days. February is our special one. February has 28 days, except for a leap year when it has 29. July has 31 days. May has 31 days. October has 31 days. March also has 31 days. November has 30. January has 31. And August has 31 days. So if we come back to those 4 questions that we posed at the start, you may have known them all then, you might not have done, but I want you to pause it again and see if you can now answer them. So how many days are there in a week? How many months in a year? How many days are there in a year? And how many days are there in a leap year? Okie dokie. So the days in a week. There are 7 days in a week. There are 12 months in a year. In a normal year, there are 365 days. But in a leap year, because February has an extra day, there are 366 days.